From director Wes Anderson, Focus Features and Indian Paintbrush present The Phoenician Scheme.
It's my most important project of my lifetime.
Meet Zsa Gorda.
We keep getting assassinated unsuccessfully so far.
He's the most bold, most elusive, most wanted man on the planet.
Help yourself to a hand grenade. You're very kind.
Starring Benicio del Toro, Mia Threppleton, Michael Cera, Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, and Jeffrey Wright. The Phoenician Scheme, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters everywhere, June 6th.
My name is Lily, and I've had hidradenitis suppurativa, HS, for years. I finally found some relief since taking Cosentyx. Relief means I can show up more.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe hidradenitis suppurativa, HS. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
La 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 la.
Oh my God,
Welcome
look at her
to
go.
Who's the Bitch?
Wow. All right. We are here and we are line today.
Yes. I mean, it's, you know what? It's the first day of Hanukkah as well, so spin those dreidels, bitches.
Merry Chrismukkah to all who celebrate either one.
Yeah.
It's a big day today. It's a lot crammed into one time period.
As a person who has grown up celebrating both Christmas and Hanukkah my entire life, I cannot recall a time that Hanukkah even fell on Christmas,
right?
Let alone the starting on the same day. Like tonight's the first night of Hanukkah.
That's insane.
Which is crazy. I mean, I have a very loose Hanukkah tradition with my kids.
What do you do?
We have you know what? One of the main reasons I do it is because I have a beautiful Jonathan Adler menorah. And so
what's a Jonathan Adler menorah?
Like,
Tell me more.
He's just like a home design person, and I got it. I got off my mom group for like a tenth of what it's worth. I love I love a deal. So it's really cute. It's like an elephant. It's ceramic, and so I do it with my kids every year. Like we'll kind of just like the candles on like the third night and like the seventh night. Like, and they get a little present, and that's it. We're not doing it every night. They're so little, they don't understand. I took them to a Hanukkah event this week, actually, where they got to make menorahs and they watched a little puppet show about, but like teaching them about the Maccabees and the Jews, like, and the 8 nights of the Hanukkah burning. They're a little young. So my plan is we're very atheist with them, but our plan is to like show them what these religions are and be like, if you want to pick one of them, you can.
Honestly, it's what my mom did. And she was very open, even though we were raised Catholic, but we also went to a Unity church. But it was more of she wanted us to get to know about the different ones. And then we could choose whatever we wanted as we got older. And man, she created some heathens.
Yeah.
So maybe I might have something to look forward to about that in the future, because I will say I got yelled at yesterday by my mother because I was making too many jokes about Jesus Henry Christ. And I just think that what if the H stood for Henry? And I think that that's a fun thing for Henry and I to make many, many jokes about. And I forget sometimes that my mother is religious. She's like, it's just sacrilegious. And I was like, yeah.
Have you looked into kind of anything that we do? Like, I don't know how. Well, because do you think Jesus is praising the pudding work you guys are doing? I don't know.
Jesus, Henry Christ. I think it's so fun because my mom does think I truly, and I understand. She's like, but when we're hosts, we're an exaggerated version of ourselves. So she's like, but at home, she's like, what's with all the Christ talk recently? And I was like, it's his birthday. You gotta make jokes around his birthday, right?
What do you think Jesus Christ's middle name was?
Yeah, Howard?
Is it definitely H?
No, I think
I always thought that was for like Jesus Holy Christ. That was like Jesus H Christ was like was holy, right?
Yeah, I don't think it means anything.
No, it doesn't mean anything. So it's like your mom being like the middle name of Jesus. So it's such a a funny hill to die on. Like, that doesn't matter. It's like, you're like, oh, the fact that we kind of don't think he exists, or we don't really think he's the Lord and Savior.
And you know what? If you do, you have that. That's
sure.
fine.
But it's like, that's really funny that your mom would be like, but making fun of his middle name. How dare you? Like,
but that's the problem, though, is that, of course, it was like, but Mom, you made us children. Like, now we know it upsets you. So, of course, we're going to like make smaller mumbling jokes about it for the rest of the time you're here visiting.
It's so crazy. You know, like, I literally did not know the story of Jesus Christ until I was 17 years old and I went to college.
I mean, that makes sense because you were never really around it.
Yeah, but it's like, my mom grew up Catholic. My dad was Jewish. They decided to raise us Jewish. I went to Hebrew school every Tuesday. They don't teach you ever about anything on the other side at Hebrew school. Or they're never like, and by the way, this is what Christians think happened.
Of course.
You know, they never teach you. I'm 17 and I'm in religion. I took a religion class because I wanted to understand like all the different religions. Like, I don't know the difference between Lutheran and Episcopalian.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, what is, you know, Buddhism about, and like this, that. So I took this religion class and I was like, this is the story? Like, I was like, I mean, to learn it that late in life, you're like, wait, you guys really think that a virgin had a baby?
Conception?
And then he walked on water and all this? Like, what? Like, I was like, granted, it's like, I've never really seen, like, I don't really know Star Wars that well. Like, I haven't really seen those movies.
I saw it for the first time in quarantine.
Yeah. But
when I actually watched it.
But I'm like, I kind of know the sort of like Luke Skywalker. I kind of know the general.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, I knew the general of Jesus, but I was like, this is it? These are the details? Like, I was shocked.
Oh, yeah. Put him in that hay. Put that
I was like,
in
this is what so many wars have been fought over.
Over this?
Crazy.
This is insane.
But regardless, if you celebrate, it is his birthday. If you are celebrating a secular Christmas, it is just a day to be with your family.
Have a great time.
Celebrate the holidays and listen to Who's the Bitch. If you're on a walk right now, just trying to separate from your toxic family.
Oh, baby.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
We're here
see
for you specifically.
Why do you think I'm here at the studio when my mom's in town?
Gotta go to work.
Got to get it done. And sometimes you gotta go for a walk. And I want to just go ahead and remind everybody of the beautiful mid-afternoon, whether you smoke weed or whether you smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
And if you don't, either one, remember it's important to take that afternoon holiday walk. Just go for a walk. Distance yourself. Be like, I gotta get my steps in. Just say, I gotta get my steps in. And everybody knows what you mean.
Gotta get my steps in.
Gotta get my steps in. Just go for a walk. Go just center yourself and take a minute for you. I honestly used to do it whenever we would go to Florida. We would always go, obviously I was smoking weed on the walk, but I would go for a walk and I wouldn't bring like earbuds. I wouldn't bring anything with me. I would just walk in silence and smoke a joint and stare.
Oh my God.
On Christmas Day. And I highly recommend it.
Christmas Day, my siblings and I would just be outside trying to smoke cigarettes and go into like the one blind spot in the driveway where if they come out of any door, you can't see it. So somebody would be there kind of like keeping watch. You'd be like, I'm just trying to smoke cigarette. And then I've got like my hair spray that makes my hair smell like, that makes my hair smell like perfume cigarettes, you know? Like, but I thought completely was an invisibility cloak to cigarette smoke.
Hides it all.
And I think sometimes if I thought I would get busted outside, I would just lean out my window and smoke cigarettes out my bedroom window.
Oh, I used to do the same thing, Kara, just thinking, well, see, at least my dad still smokes like a pack a day. So I'd always be like, my mom goes, oh, you smell like smoke. It's like, I was hanging out with Dad.
Oh, God.
As if I ever hung out with my father. It's like, I was hanging out with Dad.
Yeah. Dad was just telling me some stories about the good old days and blowing smoke into my hair.
Yeah, it was crazy, Mom. I asked him to stop and he wouldn't.
He wouldn't stop.
I'll never forget the first time I told my mom finally that I smoked cigarettes. I was 18 years old. I just left like my first real boyfriend at college. And I was so upset because I didn't want to be home. You know, your first time home from college. And I remember I walked in, I looked at my mom. I was on a bunch of trucker speed. And I was like, Mom, I smoke cigarettes and I need one right now. And I burst into tears and I went behind the house and smoked a cigarette. And she never said anything about it.
Well, how can she? Your dad smokes. My mom would try to give me shit. I'd be like, you smoked when you were younger? Grandma just quit like 5 years ago. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, now it's like nobody's smoking anymore. But, and hopefully I don't want my kids to smoke. Obviously, I'm going to give them shit. But obviously, if they look up any picture of me on Facebook for a good 15-year period, they're going to see me smoking.
You're going to see a cigarette in my hand.
Know?
But you know, it's okay because you learned and you grew and we all make choices.
I quit a bunch of times and I always went back. But now I've really been off. But
But what about Elf on the Shelf? You talked about Hanukkah with your kids.
Obviously,
and you're talking
from
about
cigarettes, you go right into Elf on the Shelf.
I'm just saying, a couple of weeks ago, we were screaming about Snitch is the bitch. I obviously do not have children. I love hearing parents talk about their feelings about Elf on the Shelf because it is this underground anger that lives in the sewers of parents during the holidays that I think I've never talked to one parent that enjoys the process of an Elf on the Shelf.
Well, here's the thing. It just popped up. Even though we've kind of known what Elf on the Shelf is for the last maybe 20 years. I would be interested to know what the actual origin year of Elf on the Shelf is. It did not come into children's consciousness so hard, I would say, until 5 years ago. And now when you go on Netflix, I think it's Netflix, there are 6 Elf on the Shelf movies. They are cartoon characters that are very badly animated.
There's movies?
Yeah, there's a whole Elf on the Shelf series.
Looking up when they added it to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, because that was when I really was like, wow, this is a huge thing. 2012 is when they added the Elf on the Shelf into the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Okay, but even then, it's I babysat a lot. I still was babysitting in 2012. I didn't know that many people who did it. It wasn't in every household the way I feel maybe now it is. We do not do it. Our kids have never asked. They've asked once or twice. Rosie's been like, can we do Elf on a Shelf? I go, we'll see. I love we'll see. We'll see is the best. I was just like, we'll see. Yesterday, my son kept going, don't say we'll see. Don't say we'll see. Because he knows that means
know it's non-committal.
You're going to forget about it.
Oh, yes.
We don't do it because at the holidays, I've got so many fucking things to do and I'm not doing one more damn thing. If you are one of these creative parents that has the elf surrounded by a bunch of sugar, oopsie, he fell in some sugar. Or the Elf on the Shelf is hanging outside your almond drawer with an almond underneath his arm, good for you. It's just that it can't be me. I'm not doing it. It's another thing. I'm not doing it.
My problem is that I love Advent calendars, and forgive me if I already talked about this on here, but I love Advent calendars. And this year I got a BADvent calendar. I got a scammed. I found out, I talked about it on, I think, page 7, because I did find out, I complained about it so much that apparently there's a Gilmore Girls. I purchased one for me and for Natalie Jean of Crescent City, because we both love Gilmore Girls. I spent too much money on them. Long story short, I got scammed.
Oh, no.
It's not the real one. It is fake shit in every single drawer. There's there was no number 6. There's all it was all horrible. They're all bad. And I love an Advent calendar.
Did you just open it the first day going, okay, not that great. And then day 2, you're like, and then you're like, this whole calendar is garbage.
And shit. And then I started talking about it, and apparently there are real ones that are really nice.
Oh.
But I appreciate it because a good friend of mine also sends me Advent calendars every year, and she just sent me a slime Advent calendar.
Ooh.
And it's a different slime for the 12 days of Christmas with all the the mix-ins in, because I really like my slime, my tactile.
Ooh.
I love the feeling of a slime.
A sensory treat for you.
A sensory treat for me, but also I received a Tony's chocolate bar. Do you know the big, thick chocolate bars? They've got an Advent calendar that has the good pieces of little coins every single day. And I love it. But that's my problem, is that I started dreaming of making my own Advent calendar. And then Jeff was like, maybe I can make you one. And I was like, am I going to become that person because I don't have children rather than Elf on the Shelf? Am I going to start making myself elaborate Advent calendars instead? Because I think that's why I'm so curious. I feel like if I had kids, I would hate it. But I would do the Elf on the Shelf, and I feel like I'd want to do it better than all the other parents.
I think some people do it because aren't most people doing it as the shelf fear. The elf is watching you.
Yeah, make it live in fear. You don't always be fear.
You don't need that. I've been telling my kids all week, Santa's watching you, Santa's watching you. And Rosie actually said, no, the elf on the shelf is watching you. And I go, well, we don't have that. And the elfs are everywhere. You can't see all of them. And she was like, oh, okay. They believe everything.
God,
I was like, the elves are everywhere. Santa's watching you. It's your big brother, girl. They're all watching you. So just stop acting like a dick and you're going to get your present. And then Jared goes, stop using Santa as a thing. I go, stop using Santa? That's literally
what you have.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for Christmas.
Ace in the hole.
For goodness sake. Come on.
I don't understand.
He's like making it like I'm like, don't use Santa that way. I'm like, oh, Santa's literally, that's the only way to use him is like, please stop ripping up this thing that's like not yours. Please stop. My son smacked me in the face yesterday.
Oh,
I think I could be like, hey, Santa saw that, so maybe let's put a kibosh on the fucking face slapping.
Especially when you're slapping Santa in the face.
Literally, bitch. You think I'll keep those presents. You think I don't want Kerplunk? I'm keeping Kerplunk.
I'll keep them all.
Bitch.
Oh man, it is fun though. I
God.
imagine Christmas Day though, and they all want to play with everything.
Yes, but they go so fast. You have to be like, slow down. They're like, can I open this one? Is this one for me? Like they open everything in 10 minutes. Like you have to get them to slow down. Like it's crazy, but it's so sweet. And you go overboard too. You're like, we're gonna get them each 4 things, and then I get them 4 things, and I'm like, okay, but one of those things was kind of small, so I'm getting like one more thing, and then I'll find something on the mom group that's like $3. So I'm like, okay, well this was cheap, so I'm gonna get this
so you
too.
have to get an extra.
And then it's like they've got so much, and then I forget that like their aunts and uncles send them stuff, their grandparents sent them stuff. Like they've got tons. So
Insane.
it's like, we go crazy too much. We need to like pull it back.
Next Level Pet people will do anything for their dogs. That means treating them with next level protection from parasites with NexGard Plus, afoxolaner, moxidectin, and parental chewable tablets. NexGard Plus chews provide one-and-done monthly protection against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms, all in a tasty beef-flavored chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection prior to starting a preventive. Ask your vet about NexGard Plus chews.
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
I already worry because it's like last year I was so excited because it was like, we're not going home for Christmas. This is going to be easy, breezy, beautiful, bitchy girl.
Yeah.
And I just became insane instead.
Yeah.
I just turned into my mother. So it really is the like of everything has to be perfect. And that is a scary place to be. So this year, man.
Chilling.
I'm chill. I'm Irie this year.
Baby. I'm not. Irie. Welcome to the island.
Yes. So I hope you guys kick back. I hope you're having an Irie holiday as well.
Totally.
Man, I'm not gonna cry all day on Christmas.
No.
The way I did last year.
No. Do you like a little mimosa on Christmas? I like a little mimosa. Well, my mom started that tradition. My mom loves mimosas.
A mimosa.
So she drank mimosas every year when we were opening, and then once we all were 21 or maybe 20, she let us all just have mimosas, and we like all.
That's great.
So now I'm like, let's go get my vitamin C.
Yes.
But what was I gonna ask you about? One quick thing about what you just said.
How bad I am at setting boundaries on the holidays?
No.
Is that what you're about to ask?
I'm so glad it's gonna be chill for you. I'm so glad. But we had one thing written down here to talk about, which was also Queen of Christmas.
How do you feel about
Who do you
Mariah
think it
Carey?
is? I mean, I do think it's Mariah.
Was there a question?
Never.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. I saw Mariah Carey in concert about 5 years ago, pre-pandemic, right? Like maybe 6 years ago. Right? And it was her and Lionel Richie, okay?
Was she strapped to like some sort of like Hannibal Lecter-esque? Yes.
She
like wheeled out.
Yes. Were you at that? Were you at that same concert?
No, I wasn't.
Oh my God.
I love her.
Dude, it was amazing. She did not, I never saw her take an unassisted step. She only took a step if she was strapped to it. There was a throne that she would sit in that was on wheels, or beefy men would carry her around. Okay.
I love her.
And that wasn't even like a Christmas thing. That was a regular concert. And then she did maybe 35 minutes.
Yes.
And then Lionel Richie came out and he gave us a show.
Of course
so it was
he
good.
did.
So then
he's singing all night long.
Yeah. Oh, it was Fiesta forever. We were having a great time. And then cut to last year, 2023, she is on tour with the Christmas stuff.
I know, I want to see it so
and
bad.
I went.
You went.
And it was great. I don't know what, I think she did Ozempic or something like that. I think like before it was like, I don't know if she felt comfortable in her body. And so she's like, I'm just going to get into a sparkly ass outfit that like, that is sucked in within an inch of my life to breathe. And I'm going to have these hot guys spin me around or whatever. And this year you could tell she was like more confident in her body. She was good doing some loose choreo. Some loose, basic choreo. And it was so great. I was like, I'd even bring my kids to this. It was at the Hollywood Bowl. Everybody had these like light up things. She did all this Christmas stuff. Her kids came out and did a number with her. Like, it was so cute. Then she does a 30-minute medley in between of all her other stuff that's not Christmas, which is awesome. And you're like, hit.
Yes,
like she's doing hero, fantasy, like all of the songs. And then it's like just this great Christmas. It was in like early November, which is like jumping the gun a little bit.
Yes, it was. I believe it was like November 8th, and the tickets were like $200 each. And I'm like, Jackie, do you want to be in a Christmas headspace for $200?
Yeah.
On November 8th, and I decided not to.
I think I did maybe spend that. But my friend was coming up from San Diego. It was like we went with a big group. I was like, this will be so fun. But I'm really pretty cheap about concerts. Maybe we got them for like $150. I don't know. We also did not have good seats. Like, you can get like the Hollywood Bowl to me is so fun to go see anything. I'll sit in the way back. I don't even care. But the seats were fine for Mariah, not like Garden Box would have been like, that would have been like extremely expensive. But
I think it's my problem. I did a Garden Box once and I was like, how could I ever not?
I was in a Garden Box.
How could I ever not?
I was in the box for Mariah and Lionel.
She was in the box.
Great. It was
Sorry,
great.
For everyone that is unaware, it's just like it's like a 4-person like little setup that you are like you're separate
and
from everybody, and a waitress comes.
You, and
God!
And you have like a little table you can put your drinks and your food on.
Oh my God!
It's like a totally different experience. But
I saw Postal Service and Death Cab back to back. I went to that show in the Garden Box.
I've been in Garden Box.
Crying in the Garden Box.
I was in Garden Box for Backstreet Boys.
Oh my God, bitch!
Because I went with somebody who works for Live Nation that I know.
You're the
fun
bitch today. Oh my God.
And I was like, but you're right. Once you've done the box, once you go box, it's hard to go back.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But yeah, I think she's the fucking queen of Christmas. Last year they were trying to do a thing where whoever the woman is that sings maybe Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
No, it wasn't Brenda Lee. There was
Brenda Lee.
Was it Brenda Lee that was trying to become? Oh, that's right.
And they were trying to get her. No, they were trying to get her more streams on Spotify or something than All I Want for Christmas Is You or something like that. And Mariah sent her flowers, and it was really cute.
Oh,
like
that's
they had
sweet.
like a cute
Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree just got to #1 last year for like the first time ever.
It had never hit #1 or something, and then when it hit #1, Mariah sent her a thing that was like, "You're also the queen of Christmas" or something very cute. So I loved that.
Which is surprising for Mariah. I bet she did that.
But
just
Mariah went on Las Culturistas. Like she's like going on podcasts. Like I need her. I think she's getting.
I'm trying to manifest, everybody. I'm trying to manifest. I need Mariah Carey to be a part of my life. So sometimes you have to say, I believe. You have to say these things aloud to manifest these things. Mariah Carey is I'm going to meet her. We're going to be friends.
Yeah,
we're
going
to be friends.
She's
maybe our friends. But
and then you're going to go, did you meet Jackie Zabrowski? She'll go, I don't know her. She'll do her usual.
I don't know her.
No, she's so funny. And I love when she talks to people that she likes, she kind of gets like the accent.
Oh, yes.
She's like, oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, it's funny.
Love Mariah
It's great.
Carey.
Anyway, we should get started.
Sorry.
We should get, don't apologize.
Queen of Christmas.
We're Christmas chatting. We're Christmas chatting. I believe, really quick for if anybody wants any Christmas viewing recommendations, I believe Jackie wants to shout out the Girls Gone Wild documentary.
Oh, man.
My family, personally, we watch a lot of murder docs over Christmas. Like the first year I ever brought Jared home, we watched Making a Murderer, the whole thing.
Oh my God.
And he was like, we're going to watch another one? Like he couldn't believe it. He doesn't even like to binge. So the fact that we were binging murder, which he doesn't even like, he was like, wait, what? I was like, oh yeah, sorry, this is what my family does.
We got to keep going.
So like I will be watching, I'll be trying to find something. I might watch one of the new Jean Benets at Christmas.
Oh, yes, I hear they're fun.
And then you and I are going to go see Baby Girl. So everybody stay tuned for a review on that.
God, I need Baby Girl so badly.
I'm excited. I kind of am just finding out about it like last week.
Oh my God, especially when Nicole Kidman was like, I read it and I was so excited about it. And then I found out it was called Baby Girl and I immediately signed up. And I was like, God, bitch. Nicole Kidman's another one that's up there for me.
Oh, wow.
I bowed down at the altar of Kidman.
I haven't met her, but I've been very close to her. I've been a few feet away from her before.
She's so tall.
Oh, very tall.
Oh my God.
Very the forehead, you could ice skate on it.
Yes.
She's a Botox queen and we love her. All right, let's get into our first voicemail. Here we go.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, Jackie and Kara. I met Kara at a show for another podcast recently, Ruined. And Jackie, I'm obsessed with you. So I'm calling because I think I know I'm the bitch, but I don't know if it's my fault. I live in California. My husband's family is all in Ohio. And, we've been married for a while. We take care of my dad here in California. So he's older and he needs, kind of in-home care. And so, because we moved before COVID and COVID then happened, we haven't been going back to Ohio as much. But we tend to go, he goes a couple times a year, I go once a year. And I think I'm at the point where I'm setting a boundary where I'm going to go, but not for I'm going to go because I know I have to. He puts in so much effort with my family and my father. But every time we go, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. We went in September for his cousin's wedding. His extended family has lots of Trump-supporting Christian nationalists who are just actively hostile toward me. I feel uncomfortable every time I'm there. His mom has said some incredibly hurtful, harmful things to me over the course of our relationship. Everything from when my mom passed away telling me she's never going to call me her daughter to I grew up and was too poor to go on their family vacation. So it's probably a good thing that I never experienced them. Just really out of pocket things. And it's just very challenging to feel not incredibly anxious in their presence. But there's, I love my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law and my nephew, and I love other members of his extended family. But it is just rough. So I basically want to say that if we're going to do if we have to do holidays there, that it has to be kind of every other year. And in the years that we're not going there, I'm not going to listen to the, oh, you guys didn't come. It's so sad. It's so upsetting. I'm trying to be able to set a boundary without feeling immense guilt over it because my husband is doing so much for my family. But, my family has never been cruel to him. They've never tried to, get in between us in some way. They're all incredibly loving toward him and try their best to, I think, make sure that he's a part of our family. And unfortunately, that has just not been my experience with his extended family or his mom. And, especially having my mom pass away before we got married was rough. And I think as soon as his mom acted the way she always acts after my mom died, I was done. In my brain, I was done. So am I the bitch for not wanting to go to fucking Ohio and get raked over the coals every year? I love you both. And your moo-moos.
All right, listen, this might be a first time I've said this on the podcast, but you're not being a big enough bitch.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
You are not being a big enough bitch at all. You should never go there.
Too tiny bitch.
I'm sorry. I appreciate your husband. I appreciate everything he's doing for your family, but I really... And maybe you just left this out because it sounds like your husband's a really good guy, but has he approached her about these things she's saying to you? These things she's saying to you are deal breaking things to say.
Oh,
to
very
somebody.
much so.
I would be I love you and I'm not spending any time with your family if they said something to me about my dead mom. Like that
Never.
would just be like without an apology. Maybe he talked to her, she apologized, but then she still makes digs, and that's what we're talking about here. But I mean, girl, I can't believe you're even getting up the like stamina or the emotional fortitude to even go there every other
year.
And to be stuck and to be like, I would be like, I'm in a hotel. I'll go to one event. Like, I don't know. Like,
but how much money it is.
I know.
I think that's really
These
what
are
it
horrible
gets,
things though.
It is. It always gets me down when it's like, not only is it, especially nowadays, not only is it something that you don't want to do, but it's something you have to spend thousands of dollars to do it.
I know.
And not to be this way, but I will say that was a big thing in our family just because there was so much pressure on the holidays that it always ended up going very poorly, that we did it took many, many years to create the boundary to not go anymore, to shift, to like change the idea of what Christmas can be. But I also understand in the ways of like, it's not just, but you're not just going to see his mother. You're going to see the whole family, and
right.
you like
and you love the
whole
other family. Yeah, you like the family.
That's the thing, and you don't want to like create that separation, and then you create because like my
all
first
right, maybe
thought,
I went too far.
No,
I
but
like,
I
never
understand.
set foot in the state of Ohio.
I love where your head's at because you're right, because that is our first, like nowadays in creating boundaries, like that is our first go-to, and you should protect yourself. But it also, then there is a point when you're like, but my husband does so much for me, and I want to have connection with the rest of the family because someday his mom's not going to be around anymore.
I know. That's true.
There's also that, but not that you should put yourself in that situation. I guess that's my question. You brought up hotel. Do you stay with them? I would say any way to create a boundary between you and specifically his mother.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, like go stay with the family that you like, the brother and sister-in-law or whatever, like the nephew. Can you stay with them? Like, I don't know. I don't know what everybody's like house situation is, but
also,
I'm like,
yes,
stay away from that mom. You have the right to have a nice holiday.
You do.
And you have the right to not be verbally like abused by someone.
You do.
And emotionally abused.
You're so right.
And I think that like, yeah, you just gotta, I think every other year is totally, by the way, that's what we do.
Very acceptable.
That's what we do literally financially. And a lot of other, we like, for reasons like I don't want to bring my kids across the country twice in a 4-month period every year. I do it every other year. And I think that's totally normal. And I don't even have this person that's making my life hell over there. It's already like the holidays are hard enough. The travel, the gifts, like the work deadlines, everything is so hard to then be like, staring down the barrel of just going to see your in-laws every other year when you know that they're going to be abusive. It's like, I wonder if there's anything that can be done with your husband, like really saying like, we're going to start coming every other year. And and unfortunately we can't stay because of some of the comments
because of how
made.
you speak to my wife. And
yeah,
I think that you do need to be stood up for, in like, even whether it's your husband, whether it's the sister-in-law, whether it's someone else in the family, that because obviously you're at a place where you stepping up to her doesn't sound like it is going to be the right decision, especially not during the holidays.
Yeah.
But I do feel that you should be protected from this, and in any way that you can be protected, I feel like you deserve it 100%.
She seems
because
like a miserable person.
Because this is my first idea of like, as someone that has had to in the past, I don't have to deal with them anymore because of boundary settings. I also had difficult in-laws that were very difficult. They are not in our lives anymore. And all I would do when I did have to be around them was, and I hate to say this, I hate it, kill them with kindness.
I knew it's what
and
you were
then
going to say.
I
Catch
would just
more flies with honey.
And they would just say horrible things to me, and I go, that's a funny perspective. And I would just try to make jokes about, oh, don't get me wrong, did my husband have to hear all of that?
Yeah.
But then it got to a point that he did have to step in and be like, this is not happening anymore.
Yeah.
We're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And not that I'm saying like, because you're a damsel in distress, you're not. It's just when it comes to family, sometimes family members that are difficult need to hear it from family because you're an outsider. You don't know.
Right.
You don't know how this family runs. And I feel like there's also that aspect of things.
And it's like maybe she feels, you stole him away and brought him to California and he has to help your dad with your dad's stuff or whatever. And fuck that. Like, he should be like, well, yeah, we'd probably come back and be with you more if you weren't an open bitch to my wife.
Yeah, just a huge, courageous bitch.
So I think we know your mother-in-law's the bitch here. You're not the bitch.
You are not the bitch. The only other thing that I would say that, and something that, again, worked for our family, is not going necessarily on Christmas. Is like, I feel like because pressure is so high on Christmas to be something that, like, of course you don't want to be around someone that makes you feel awful, that if you're able to, because also it's much cheaper to go out and visit earlier in December, and then you just get your, and also I would say for a while, I think you could also be like, I'd like to be with my father on Christmas until I can be with my father. Like, I'm going to be with my father every Christmas until I can't be with him anymore. And then you can have me. I would also say that.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that too many options? I feel like it just depends on how the family is treating the situation. Because you know how some families, when someone's being really bad, everyone just like pretends like nothing's happening.
Yes.
And then some...
Oh, I know that.
And then some families call it the fuck out. So it depends on how like volatile the family is. Like, I'm so curious about
I know everybody's family dynamics are so different. Like, whenever my parents say anything that I perceive as rude to somebody that I like, to my husband or a friend I bring home or anything, I'm always just like, what are you talking about? Shut up. Like, I call it out right away. But like, I hate to say, like, no one in my family would ever say something to someone who just lost a parent. I'll never call you my daughter. It's just, it's so piercingly mean.
Yes.
That it's just like, I would, as much as you have to be with this woman, show up, smile, bring your little brownies, and stay on the other side of the room from her.
Try to talk to her as
little as possible, and try not to stay there. And if your husband has a problem with that, I think he shouldn't. But like, you have to be like, if you want to step in and get your mom to change her personality. But you know what? I know better. I don't know how old these parents are. It's hard to teach 70-year-old dogs new tricks.
It really is. And sometimes they're just going to be the way they're going to be. Honestly, and I feel like they lean in even harder as they get older. Of like, this is who I am, and you're going to deal with it. And it's like, you're still a human being, and that's a part of society, right?
Yeah.
If you'd like to not be treated like a cast-off as you get older, maybe you should still be a part of the rules of community and society.
Yeah. I mean, she's obvious. I mean, maybe you could try to get to the bottom of why she's such a bitch. Like, does she feel like you took him away? It sounds like you guys are ideologically different. It also sucks that you go somewhere where you guys can believe in your Trump shit or whatever. I go to see my husband's family in West Virginia, and his mom has a brother who wears a fucking goofy Trump hat to our shit, but we don't talk about it. He's not treating me badly because he knows I don't believe in that stuff. Like. So it feels like if they're coming at you, and like, you don't deserve that.
No, I don't like this.
So I think every other year is fine, but I even think for every other year that you go, you really need to like set up some boundaries and make sure that, be like, hey, if someone says one rude comment that is targeted at me, I'm going to go.
Yep.
Just like FYI, I want them to know I made the effort, but I'm not going to stand here and have my holiday consist of me being abused.
Right.
And that's, I think, a perfectly acceptable boundary.
You're
Probably
damn right.
that Christian nationalists who love Trump are not going to understand, but you'll know.
Yes,
and everyone else that's sane in your family will know.
We'll know.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Let us know how your holiday goes. I know you might be there right now.
We're thinking about you, bitch.
We're
thinking about you. Bitches unite.
Oh.
We want you to be more of a bitch.
Yes. Be more of a bitch.
The Essential Mango Coconut Freeze. It makes its appearance at the dinner party, right when the night could go either way between nice evening and legendary. Served in 8 perfect stoneware bowls to the sounds of circa 1950 bossa nova. Seconds, a good debate, and an impromptu round of never have I ever follow. It's gonna be a late one. The Essential Evening Extender, made possible with Vitamix.
It's 2025, and it's time you embrace the future of toilet cleaning with the Clorox Toilet Wand. The Clorox Toilet Wand is an all-in-one toilet cleaning system that comes complete with a sleek bathroom caddy and disposable scrubbing pads preloaded with cleaning solution. The set even comes with 6 scrubbing pads preloaded with disinfecting toilet cleaner. Just click, swish, and toss for a fuss-free clean. Visit Amazon to purchase your Clorox Toilet Wand today.
Okay. The next one, Jackie, it's an email. I would like you to read it.
You got it.
In your beautiful audiobook reading voice.
I got you. You got it. Hey, please validate my feelings or tell me I'm just being hormonal. I supervise a team of 4 people in an office setting with pretty cushy leave benefits. Everyone gets along well, and they're all pretty good about checking in with each other about time off. My policy for time off approval has always been first come, first serve. Due to the nature of our jobs, we have to have a minimum of 2 people present in the office every day, so we can afford to have 3 people out at one time. However, it's not ideal because that means I'm one of the 2 providing coverage, and I have other assignments and responsibilities specific to my role that won't get my full attention when I do. I just received 18 time off requests from a single employee. I'll call her Jill. For every single 3-day weekend in 2025, she has requested to take off the Friday before and the Tuesday and Wednesday after. For every major holiday of 2025, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, she requested the entire week that holiday falls in. Technically, I have no good reason to deny the requests since she did beat everyone to the punch, but I'm going on 6 months maternity leave next year and will likely work reduced hours for a period of time after that. So that already puts us down one person who can provide coverage during those dates. Jill also has the second least seniority of the group. I know that shouldn't really matter. Oh, but it does. But it feels like a bitch move to swoop in and secure your time off without even checking in with your team. Like, hey, anyone have plans for these holidays before I request off every single one of them and all but guaranteed 2 of you will get nothing but the day itself? Am I the bitch for being super annoyed by this and thinking less of her? Would I be the bitch for amending my policy when I'm back from maternity leave to one where no one can request the time off more than 2 weeks in advance? Or is Jill the bitch for snatching up all the holidays for herself before anyone else has even thought past this Christmas?
I love this. I love this letter so much. I love this email so much. I have so many thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Oh my God. I just love it too because especially you are such an organized bitch.
Yes.
Like you are to a T the most organized bitch I know.
I literally just wrote to the studio manager of I was like, could you please tell me all the weeks off that we have the entire year? Because listen, I can be a little bit of a Jill where it's like, I am looking at the whole year. I am figuring out like.
Well, you have 4 schedules to figure out.
And like shit, flights are going to get expensive. And fuck, I have a wedding at this time. Like, am I going to be able to get it off? Whatever. So I like that you guys have this like, you know, pretty cushy benefits and like everything's really like pretty chill. And I respect that Jill's trying to get like the year planned out for herself, but this is not cool.
This is not cool.
And I think it's fine that she did it.
Sure.
But I think you as the manager need to say, no, this is not happening. Why don't you just approve like half of them or something and then just be like, well, the rest of them are not. I think the 2 weeks is tough when you said, oh, can I just leave it so that nobody can request for 2 weeks? Because yeah, like what if you have a wedding? What if you have something really far away? Like, oh, but like you cannot have every major holiday off. I think there needs to be
those amendments. I think not every major holiday, not extension of every single 3. It's like if you have to add in those amendments because of Jill, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. And you said you're the team of 4 people. So there's 5 of you. Why not just sit and have a meeting with your calendars and go, who needs this? And everybody gets like 3, their top preferences or whatever of like 3 of them. And then the rest of them, it's like, you got to kind of just, maybe that's too open policy, too democratic.
And
but
not
like,
even that, but
you
I feel
can't
like
give her every single, like,
no.
She wants, I don't even get it. She wants 10 5-day weekends a year. Like that is a pretty generous
and it would be one thing,
policy.
I'm trying to give Jill the benefit of the doubt here of like, okay, maybe, you know, she's got a partner that's out of town, so she knows long weekends. She'd like to make sure that like she's always going to go see them or she needs like a reason.
Yeah.
But again, let's talk about it rather than just putting in the request because that's a bitchy thing.
Yeah.
Because Jill, come on, bitch, you don't think you're being a bitch right now? Especially when the supervisor is going to be going on maternity leave?
Yeah, and if you're all pals, I think you should write and ask everybody, go, hey, granted it's probably late now because I know now it's like Christmas and you're hearing this on Christmas, but like for next year, maybe it's like, oh, I'm only going to accept time off requests for the first half of the year in December. Okay. So that's going to take us like Jan to June or something. And then in March, maybe you do the second half of the year. And I think you go, everybody's got to get them into me at one point, at one time. And then you do a schedule based on seniority. You do a schedule based on maybe people being like, this is just kind of what I'd like off, or people being like, hey, I actually have to get my wisdom teeth out and I have to be gone for like, I'm getting a tummy tuck. I'm going to be out for a week. Sorry, I've been thinking about a tummy tuck. Anyway, I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah, a week. Well, it's a lot longer than that, baby.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you have to, like, I think that's like a better way to make it. You definitely cannot approve these 18 time off requests. And I don't think you should think less of her. She's just trying to get a jump on organization. Yeah. You know, and like, it isn't that hard to sit down and look at your calendar and go, what's the year going to look like for me? Even though you don't know everything yet. But that at that point, then you do swaps. You're like, oh, hey, my friend just told me that her bachelorette party's this weekend or this week. Can I do a swap with you or whatever?
Yes.
Because you're all pals. But I don't think you can approve 18 fucking time off requests.
And I also feel like there should be an amendment where, like, especially like, every person should get at least one of the major holidays off. Like, that's not fair for one person to get them all.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, what are you, on crack?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Hell no.
No.
And this is,
settle down.
And I will say, this is coming as someone that, like, I used to have to do, like, I ran a bakery for a really long time, and I get this, and I know that the schedule woes sometimes make you want to just, like, your head is going to explode.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine seeing this and then seeing red, which is how I would have felt at the time of like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I just want to say I'm proud of you because it doesn't seem like already you didn't pop off.
Yeah.
You're responding, not reacting. Very proud of you.
Yeah, and you're pregnant. So you have the right to fucking pop off whenever.
Yeah, especially when someone doesn't. And I know that seniority shouldn't be a part of this, but it should. It definitely should. That's a part of working in a place for a while. And I know that's something that's kind of going the way of the dodo when it comes to like loyalty in a company and how long you work with them. But I think people should I think they should get more leeway the longer, and not like leeway of fucking off and not doing your job, but I think those little things,
if you've been there for years and years. The other thing is like you said, is Jill the bitch for snatching up all the holidays for herself? Listen, she didn't actually snatch them. If you let her, you're the one letting her snatch them. She's just asking for what she wants, which I do applaud. I think people need to ask for what they want. She's asking for a little bit too much, but she's asking for what she wants. I think that you just need to be like, hey, I'm not going to be able to accommodate that request. I'm going to give you Christmas, but not Thanksgiving. Like, we need to make sure everybody gets like equal, especially because you said you guys all get along and are cool. Like,
right.
And also, she doesn't know when everybody else set their things in. Right. So if you deny a couple, you're like, oh, Bob already asked. She doesn't know when people ask. Like, just, I think there's a way you can do this, like maybe quarterly, quarter by quarter, or half a year, where everybody gets what they
30
want.
days, 60 days.
If you approve all this stuff, you are going to put it into a position where people are going to start to resent Jill. You already immediately, your immediate like first reaction to be like, whoa, why does this annoy me so much? It's because it is a little bit annoying.
Oh,
like,
it's very annoying.
Know? But like,
I'm happy that she stood up for herself and is trying to get all the holidays off, I guess.
She's just asking for what she wants.
I know, you're right, but
you can't give it to her. You can't give it to her.
No.
Look, if somebody said to me, hey, write down all the days you want off, I'd go, okay, here they are. And they'd be like, it would be similar to this. Who wouldn't like a bunch of 5-day fucking weekends?
Sure.
Of course. But you just can't give her everything.
Friday, the Tuesday, and the Wednesday? You kidding me?
It's crazy.
Sorry, you're being much more patient.
It's crazy.
Like, you're a bitch. You're being a bitch right now. But no, and I'm happy.
I want to know
for
what
you.
Jill's got planned. Where are you going all these 3-day weekends, and then you're taking 6 days? I mean, she's taking the Tuesday, Wednesday after, and the Friday before, so she's getting 6 days off. These are
ridiculous.
like week-long trips. I mean, it's crazy. This is crazy. You're also your policy. Where do you work? I want to work for you.
That's why I'm just saying maybe she's got like a partner somewhere. Like maybe like there's a reason why. Like,
right.
You
I'm
know,
flying out of town to visit a boyfriend or something, or a girlfriend who is a long distance. That makes sense.
But you're not, and I would say definitely amend the rules.
Amend the policy.
Amend the policies.
It's a little bit too.
But at this point, I think it's coming back, and maybe not to be like this as someone that also the Easter end. It's like it's a new policy starting January 1st. So actually, all of you, it's like putting out that policy of like I appreciate you, Jill, for getting that in, but you didn't even know that this new policy was starting. So
right.
I think it's all of a sudden there's a policy that she had no idea. But maybe if she had a little more seniority, she would have heard about the policy changing. So,
all right, let's move on. I am going to play another voicemail.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch? Tell us in the voicemail. Who's the bitch? Beep.
Hi, so my name is Zach, and I'm going to get right into this because this is kind of a long one.
Ooh.
I will be changing names in this story to preserve anonymity. So to preface the story and give some context, Ashley and I have been friends for well over a decade at this point and are both part of a close-knit friend group. Some people have come and gone, but the core of the group has stayed the same. Like 6 or 7 years ago, Ashley married Rachel, and with Rachel came her little girl, River. River was 4 when they started dating and has largely been raised by Ashley. Ashley and Rachel's relationship is also poly, which will be important later. So about a year and a half ago, some of our friend group decided to plan a trip to Florida. The plan was to stay in Orlando, and I, being a Florida native, wasn't super into the trip, but I wanted to use it as an opportunity to visit my grandmother and father while we were down there. We all chip in funds, and Rachel books the Airbnb for a place in Tampa, which is not Orlando.
No.
I tried to grin and bear it and say, fine, I can drive down in my own car and drive out to Orlando a couple of times while we're there to still get some time with my family. But I don't do well on long drives by myself. I get really sleepy after anything more than an hour. I start to get really tired. And so I asked if somebody would ride down with me, but nobody would. Everybody wanted to stay in the same cars that they originally planned on driving in. And rather than try to figure something out, Rachel says, well, you should just fly down and then rent a car while we're there. And I said, that's insane. That's crazy expensive. I can't afford that. And so there was like this huge argument. And eventually I just said, fuck this. I'm not going. Give me my money back. And I backed out of the trip. And I know that I was not the bitch in that situation. So the trip happened without me. I'm upset. And other friends of the group were upset as well. But Rachel was the planner of her group. She always planned all the events. So she just plows ahead, makes it happen. So she also brought her girlfriend Jamie down with them. So this is Rachel's girlfriend, Jamie. The trip was a mess due to bad weather the whole time, which was karma, in my opinion. And then at the end of the trip, Jamie reveals to Ashley, so Rachel's wife, that Rachel had been cheating on Ashley the entire time they were together with River's father, so that's her baby daddy, and another married man who was also on this same trip with his entire family with them. And shit goes down. People are leaving. Everybody thought that they were going to end up breaking up, but Rachel uses River, the kid, to coerce Ashley into staying with her, saying that if Ashley leaves, she will never see her daughter again. Because she didn't have custody rights to the kid. So not only has Rachel been fucking these guys the whole time without any okay from Ashley, because she knew Ashley would not be okay with her fucking these dudes. It's like the father of the kid that she had a previous relationship with and this other guy who was married, and neither one of their wives knew that they were fucking her. But not only did she do this, but she continued to fuck them and got caught again after this. And Ashley's been totally miserable ever since this happened, realizing that her wife's a cheater and she's also been abusive in other ways. But she continues to stay because it's the only way she's going to keep getting to see this kid that she's raised. So we, as a group, we completely cut Rachel out of the group. We don't invite her to anything. We don't talk to her. But it makes things really difficult for Ashley because Ashley still wants to be part of the group. And we want her to still be part of the group. And Rachel has been, even more hateful because she thinks, I've lost all of my friends because of this. And it's really her fault that she's lost all of her friends. And basically I wanted to ask, am I and the others the bitch for refusing to make up with this woman? Should we make nice for Ashley's sake? It's been kind of a point of contention. I don't know. I just want to know what y'all's opinion would be.
Ooh, this is a saga.
Ooh, this is
a saga. I mean, I just really feel sad for Ashley because I think she should walk away. Rachel seems like kind of a toxic person.
And River.
But you don't want to never see this person who's essentially been your daughter for years to never see her again. And the fact that she's even threatening that is so shitty.
She is not a good human being. I think, I shouldn't say that. Seems like Rachel's going through a lot.
Yeah.
And is making, and I'm very curious about the choices that she's making and why she's making the choices that she's making. And I do feel that sometimes people live for the drama. And especially, as someone, I've been in poly relationships before, and I've known a lot of poly people. And whenever I hear about like cheating in the poly world, it's always like, it's so pointed. And I'm not saying that like, I shouldn't speak for other people because shit happens and sometimes things happen. But I often see, it seems that people where it's like, we could talk about this and you're making choices that you shouldn't be making. And so you're doing all of this. I feel sometimes, like at least in the situations I've been in with other poly friends, where I'm like, it seems like you're making a lot of drama because you like the fucking drama.
Yeah.
And those people I keep as far away from me as humanly possible.
Yeah,
so I just want to say straight up, you are not being the bitch for not wanting this person in your life, because again, I am just assuming, and maybe I'm just putting my past experiences on this person. But when you can like in poly relationships, it is about communication. It's about discussion.
Right, that's what I was going to ask. I'm like, I have not been in a poly relationship, but from what I understand from friends who are and stuff, it's not like, if you're like a person that's listening to this call being like, oh, well, they're poly, can't everybody just fuck everybody? Like, that's not how it goes.
That's not how it goes.
It's like you're in a relationship, you either date people together, date people separately, but you know about it. Like,
you discuss it.
If she's bringing her girlfriend Jamie down there, then Jamie was an approved person that is like that she's dating, that's her girlfriend, and like she's a lot, like that's part of the polycule or whatever. You're not allowed to just then go back and fuck. I don't care that he's the father of her child, like some other guy, whatever. Like, you're just not. And then the other guy that's on this trip, it's like, this feels like Rachel's engaging in some really destructive behavior.
This is what I'm saying.
And I don't know if that's because of some self-loathing that's going on or some stuff that's like, because it's like, you're not just out there. You could just go out there and fuck guys. There are guys out there that want to fuck.
Yeah.
You're fucking guys that are like close to you and that will hurt Ashley.
Yes.
Like people in your friend group. People like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just like out at a bar picking up a guy and going to do your thing. You're
That's
like,
what I'm saying. It's pointed.
These are pointed. These are like, so Rachel's either going through some self-loathing shit, or like Jackie said, she's a chaos agent who just like lives off the drama. Either way, it makes complete sense that you guys want to distance yourself from that. I would say my first course of action would just be like talking to Ashley and being like, how do you want this to go? Like, this is ultimately, this girl has not done anything to you specifically.
Right.
She has done everything to her partner, who is your dear friend. Yes, she went ahead with this trip that you didn't like and like, did not make things convenient for you, and that sucks. And you have reasons to dislike her. And those are
Tampa's
totally
very far from Orlando.
Yes.
It's not the same city.
Yeah, and just telling you to go and spend your own money. Like, that's all good reasons to dislike her, and you are within your rights to have those reasons to dislike her. But in terms of like ostracizing her or cutting her out of the group, you guys are really doing that as a show of solidarity to Ashley. If Ashley doesn't want that, like, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of like, it's Ashley's life. Like, I wish that she would find a way to part ways with this person, but like, I don't know. I kind of feel like if Ashley's like, please invite me with Rachel, it's like you kind of have to respect her wishes.
Right.
Right? She's your friend.
And I think you're so right in talking to Ashley about this and asking Ashley what she wants from this. That like, is it okay, or is it okay if you start inviting Ashley places and not inviting Rachel?
Yeah.
Is that so? But also talk to her about it.
And we have to also involve the other friend who's part of this cheating scenario. Like, the other friend that's in the group whose whole family was on the trip when this shit went down. If you guys are all going to go bowling or some shit, are they going to be there? That couple who Rachel has tried to kind of home wreck their relationship as well. Like, so, like, I guess it isn't just all up to Ashley because there's another person in this group that's been affected. So it's kind of, I get that this is like a lot of chess pieces moving around. But if it's something where like that other family's not involved and Ashley's just like, hey guys, like, I want to come to this and I really do want my partner involved, then I would And maybe Ashley's telling you we're working through it. Like she realizes what she did was wrong. Like be in contact with Ashley. If Ashley's like, no, she's actually super hateful and I'm miserable and the only reason I'm staying is because of River, then I think it's okay for you to say, Ashley, girl, like if that's how you feel, we're not going to have her around.
We can't do this anymore.
Like we can't have her around. But if Ashley's like, we're working through it, we're trying. We've gotten a bunch of things like this where people are like, oh, my boyfriend cheated maybe on me, or my boyfriend cheated in a past relationship and we don't like that, so we don't like him. It's like you kind of have to accept people through their partner. Like you don't have to become best friends with this person, but if that's what their partner who is your friend and you care about wants, you kind of have to respect her wishes, unless Rachel, again, is fucking somebody in the group and doing other chaotic shit in the group. And then there's other reasons, you know? But if it's literally just, you know, if Ashley, I don't think you asked, we're refusing to make nice. You do not have to be friends with Rachel. No. You do not have to get back into being friends with her.
No,
she will no longer be the one planning all the group trips, which I'm sure sounds good to you, Zach.
Yeah.
But I think it's like if there's going to be a big, huge group outing or plan or party, and Ashley, it's important to Ashley that you invite her partner, and that works with the rest of the group, you know, let's do it.
It is working on that and working together on it. And it is because you can't force Ashley to do anything that she doesn't want to do. And there are times like this when it's like, you don't want to push Ashley further away.
Yeah.
Especially if she's in definitely what seems like a very toxic relationship. And that is the time when people start pushing people away because they think it seems like, and again, I'm just assuming that Rachel could be the kind of person of like upset if she is the chaos agent. I'm assuming she is, that like would want to pull Ashley away from her friends. And this is the time that you need to reach out your hand. This is the time that someone needs you the most. Yes. And so maybe it isn't saying all the shit you want to say about Rachel that maybe Rachel fucking deserves.
Yeah.
But it is reaching out your hand to Ashley to make sure she knows that she still has other people that are good to her, that are around her, that will be there for her in case anything happens.
Yeah, and that she deserves more than a person who's going to treat her like this. But the other thing is like you said River was 4 when they first got together and they've been together like 6 or 7 years. That means River is like 10 or 11, okay? In like 2 years, 3, like so very soon, like River will have a phone and like I can have a relationship with Ashley almost like maybe not like until she's like 15 or 16, but like then she can continue to have a relationship with Ashley sort of like outside of her mom's wishes if she wants to.
That's who I really feel bad for is River in this situation because she's obviously been the one that is put in the middle of all of this.
And if you think her mother is this selfish in her personal relationships and not like this in her relationship with her daughter, you're crazy. She's using her as a pawn.
Yeah.
She's literally like, you stay with me or you'll never see this little girl again who you've watched grow up and helped raise. It's beyond fucked up. It's like, it's truly like emotional abuse. Like I really hope Ashley finds her way out of this. But I could see why you're like, River needs me. Like I'm her second mom, you know? It's just fucking tough.
It's real tough. But don't try to do anything that you can to not push her away.
Yeah.
And try to keep that other bitch out of your life as much as humanly possible because yuck, and you don't want that stank on you.
Yeah.
I don't want that stank on me. I want him far away.
But try to get Ashley alone out to coffee or something and just be like, how are you? How's it going?
Yes.
Like, here's the deal. We're planning to do this big New Year's thing. If you want, we'll invite you with Rachel, but like, is that what you want? You know, like you and your friend group should be able to like suck it up, I guess, just to provide, because Ashley, I think I get the feeling really needs you guys right now. Like don't like make this decision that she's making. But the other thing is like, yeah, she should just like be gone from this person. But the little girl, it's tough.
I know.
So fucking tough. Anyway, it's so tough.
Thank you for calling in though and sharing this with us and let us know any updates that happen because now I feel for Ashley and I feel for River very much. And also the situation that you're put in, Zach. And thank you for asking for advice on it.
Yeah.
Because it's tough.
Totally. I'm going to read one more quick email and then we're going to bounce.
Love
it.
it.
Here's this email.
You've got bitch.
Hi, Jackie and Kara. Love you guys so much. I have a low stakes who's the bitch that I hope Kara will relate to.
Ooh.
I live in an extremely walkable neighborhood in California, samesies, and most kids in our neighborhood walk to school, including me and my daughter. That's so cute. So do we sometimes. We often see my daughter's friends on the walk, and it's a way I get to meet parents and make friends in the neighborhood. Over the few years we've lived in this neighborhood, I've come to know or at least recognize most of the parents of my daughter's friends. However, there is one dad who literally introduces himself to me each time my daughter greets his son, which happens often. I usually say, "Oh yes, we've met before," and I figure that he just forgot my name, which I get to a point. We've also been to birthday parties with them, and they are good friends with our neighbors who we are also close with. So I feel like he should recognize me at this point, not treat every interaction like it's the first time we've met. He recognizes and knows my daughter and my husband and seems to forget what I look like completely. He also often says, "My son and I saw daughter's name with her grandma playing outside the other day." But in each case, I realized that he definitely saw me, a 36-year-old, not my 70-year-old mother. No shade to my mom.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
She goes, "No shade to my mom. She's gorgeous, frankly."
Love this.
And I never correct him on this because it's doubly embarrassing and I just want to get out of there. I'm guessing this guy is just clueless and a little spacey, but like, is he a bitch? Am I? Or is this a bitchless crime committed by a doofus dude? Thanks, ladies. Love ya. Kay. Kay, this is really making me laugh so hard because I think I can be this guy but I always recognize people. I'll always be like, "How are you?" I might not say their name because I've forgotten their name.
The name.
Which, by the way, I used to be amazing at fucking names until I had children and they sucked my brain power out of my head.
Of course.
Like now I'm like, you are definitely Dave or Steven or Frank or Bill, but I'm not confident which one it is.
You interact with so many parents.
Yeah, but you definitely go, "Hey, how are you?" If you know my kid's name, then you go, "Hi, Rosie. Hi, how are you?" to me. You don't go, "Hi, I'm Sam. Nice to meet you." Like, don't stop introducing yourself.
Stop introducing yourself.
Crazy. Like, I get why you're kind of feeling like you're going crazy because you're like, dude, we've just met so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine if he doesn't remember your name, but don't, like, he's acting like he has prosopagnosia, which is, by the way, face blindness. It's when you don't remember people's faces.
Whoa, you know the fancy name for it.
Yes, because Brad Pitt says he has it. And I don't think that that's true. I think Brad Pitt just can't remember inconsequential people.
But he meets a million people.
Yes,
that makes sense.
But there is like a disorder called prosopagnosia where you can't memorize faces. But then why does he know your daughter's face? And why does he know your husband's face?
Right.
It's just yours. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And he's confusing you with like your
mother
or something. It's very confusing. This is very funny to me. It sounds like it's funny. It's low stakes. You're not being a bitch. I think if it were me, I would be like, I'd make a joke about it and be like, if he does it again, I'd make a joke about it and be like, "Buddy, we've met like 12 times. Come on," or something. Like,
I would rib a little bit.
I feel like maybe that's what will make him remember you
Yes.
is if you turn this into like a little joke and be like, "This is so funny. Like, we've met like 12 times, right? Like, this is my daughter, Sandra, that you've actually addressed by name, and my husband's Sam. Like, what's happening?"
I do also feel like or next time, like, that you're going to see him of like putting on a "Hi, my name is," and like, "Oh yeah, you always ask me my name. So like, just in case, like, this is my name.
That's so
this
funny.
is my face." I really think making a joke, and not to be like putting our comedian sugar on it here, but it gets you out of so many situations like this.
Like, it will make it memorable. So it's like, stop. It's like, honestly, I know what you're saying because there's people that I've met like so many times, and I'm like,
is it personal
I'm
at
just
this
like,
point?
"Oh my God, stop. I've met you so many times. Like, we've actually had full conversations. Like, this is weird. Stop." Like, but again, people are really clueless and flaky. It's just, it's not jibing for me because he knows your husband and he knows your daughter. It's not like this is a guy that never remembers names. "Oh, I'm so bad with names. Sorry." Like, that is a thing, but he's picking up some names and not yours. I honestly, my mind immediately went to like a horrible, like, thing they tell you when you're young that's like, maybe he has a crush on you.
Dude, I literally
but I hate
was
that.
like, Jackie, don't say that because that is my, like,
I hate that. When someone's like, oh, he's mean to you because he has a crush on you. It's like, it's unacceptable behavior. It doesn't matter. It's unacceptable behavior.
Absolutely unacceptable.
But I'm like, is this guy like in a weird subconscious way negging you because you're hot
you're
or something?
Real hot. And
he's nervous.
It could.
I hate that.
It could.
It could be that girl. You're too hot.
You're so hot. And especially you talking about how hot your mom is too. Like,
and he's like, I've actually jerked off to you, so it's weird for me to actually know you. If she thinks I know your name, she's gonna know that I jerk off to you. So he's like, hi, what's your name? Every time he meets you, like a complete and by the way, we're joking about the jerking off. Don't take that.
No, we're completely joking. But or not to be like this though, but or is there, and again, I'm just putting some sugar on top just to talk about this a little bit further of like, is there a place that maybe his wife is a real jealous person and doesn't like him talking to the other women? And I'm saying this is someone that used to be really crazy. And not that I ever told someone they weren't allowed to talk to women, but I remember having people that like when you stay in a relationship with someone who just keeps cheating on you, we've all been there, right, guys? And then you get to a point where every time they're talking to someone, you're like, oh yeah, who's that? Oh, who are you talking to? And I'm saying it's been a very long time since I have to deal with that version of myself. But you never know. You never know what someone's going through, which is why make a joke about it. And I'm so proud of you, Kay, that you're not taking this personally, because I do feel like there are points in time when you'd be like, is it me? Is there something about me that like, do not look at me in the face? But I feel like it's turning into a joke.
Yeah, turn it into a joke. I'm so glad you called in with this because I fucking love this. I just love kid-parent dynamic bullshit, but this happens with everybody. Anyway.
I will say I now do this, especially if I'm just at any party and I'm at any kind of networking, I literally introduce myself whether I know someone knows my name or not. I just blanketly introduce myself everywhere I go. I am that person. I'm an over-introducer. I introduce everyone around me, even if I think maybe they've met, and then usually people have to do yeah, we met. Yeah, Jackie, we met.
I do anybody that looks remote, like a little bit familiar to me, I go, we've met, right? I'm Kara.
You know,
and like we've met. Yeah, like, but that would honestly at this point be so weird for this guy to do because it's like, yeah, buddy, like, you know my husband and my daughter's name.
Or again, is the bit that Kay, every time you see him, I think we've met before. My name is Kay. Hey, my name is Kay. It's like, and then you turn it into your bit.
This guy needs to put a note in his phone that's like, mother of mother of little girl that I know.
Most likely
wife of like there's gotta be I think this guy likes
I do love
something.
This. Or is this a bitchless crime committed by a doofus dude? I'm sure it's that.
It's a bitchless crime, I think, but I think that this guy's being annoying at the very least. Yeah. And at the most, maybe he is in love with you. It's hard to say. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is our Chrismukkah episode. We will be back next week with another episode. We're going to do 2 in a row that are podcast only, like audio only, that aren't of our live stream. Actually, it'll be 3 in a row because our next live stream is not until January 13th. Mark your cals. If you've got something that you really want to call in about, call us. But if you've got something, emails, or you just want to leave a voicemail because you're nervous about the online, the live call-in aspect, no problem. We love the live call-in because we can actually ask you all these details.
And get
like
all
sometimes
the
we're like, wait, but what's the deal with that? You know? So that's, you can always catch our live streams at twitch.tv/LPNTV. And then at who'sthebitch.com is how to DM us, how to VM us, and how to email us, EM us, if you will. And that's it. That's that for now. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, a joyous Kwanza, and we'll see you next year on New Year's Day.
Hell yeah. We'll find out who's the bitch in 2025.
Yes.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
The Essential Mango Coconut Freeze. It makes its appearance at the dinner party, right when the night could go either way between nice evening and legendary. Served in 8 perfect stoneware bowls to the sounds of circa 1950 bossa nova. Seconds, a good debate, and an impromptu round of never have I ever follow. It's gonna be a late one. The Essential Evening Extender, made possible with Vitamix.
And that's commercial break.
Nice. Ooh, hear that? My neck cracked. So satisfying.
Speaking of satisfying, I just used a Clorox toilet wand.
Ooh, with the cleaner already in it?
Yes. All in one. The brush just clicks on.
Click.
Then you swish, swish, swish.
Ah.
And pops right off into the trash.
Just click.
Swish.
Pop.
Clorox. Clean feels good.
Clean feels good.
Oh, we're back.
Use as directed.